Welcome back to Massive. Once again, we've got more video game news, and this time, it's on Far Cry 4, which is going to be set in the Himalayas and is slated for release in early 2015, but knowing Ubisoft, it may very well be delayed. Now, this being a new Far Cry game in the release of this next generation, a lot of people are wondering, will it be next-gen only? Now, I believe it will. We don't have any specific details yet, but Ubisoft is getting more and more ambitious, with games such as The Crew or The Division being next-gen only. And this Far Cry game releasing in 2015, I have a feeling that Ubisoft will make it next-gen only instead of cross-platform with PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One. I think that would be the wrong way to go and a bad course of action for them. I don't believe that's what they'll take. But regardless, let's get into more details of Far Cry 4. And I'm gonna read some of this verbatim. Far Cry 4 is set in the Himalayas and has rideable elephants. Far Cry 4 will be released in the first half of 2015 and is set to be around the beautiful, scenic, but extremely hard to scale snowy mountain ranges of the Himalayas. And Eurogamer has confirmed this. The switch in location marks a drastic change for the adventure series, which is usually more associated with sandy tropical locales, but it will also pave the way for some new features, such as the ability to settle up and ride elephants. People familiar with the project told Eurogamer, Far Cry 4 is still some way away, but we understand that Ubisoft is currently aiming to release it during the next financial year. Before the end of March 2015, that is. Our first official glimpse at Far Cry 4 will come much sooner, however. The title is set to be shown off in some form during Ubisoft's annual press conference at E3 in June. One source said, Expert PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions, we are unsure at this stage whether current gen versions are also in the works. This is me talking, I personally hope not. I would rather them not be restricted by last gen hardware and therefore have to limit the game's animations, the game's texture, the game's scale, loading times, etc. I'd rather have it be unrestricted. Far Cry 4's gameplay will remain similar to that in Far Cry 3, presumably including a large focus on hunting local fauna. The world's map will be structured in a familiar fashion as well, a separate source said, with outposts for you to liberate. Now, personally, I really hope that they're able to nail the villain, because the villain in Far Cry 3 was one of the strongest points of the game, for me at least. Voss was an incredible, just force in motion throughout the entire game, even after his no spoilers. But what I'm wondering is, because Far Cry 3 and Blood Dragon really ramped the insanity up to 11, but now we're going to settle in somewhere new with the Himalayas, and I'm wondering if they're going to go with more of a Heart of Darkness Far Cry 2 feel and setting. As many other people have been discussing on the internet, a lot of people are thinking they'll go with more of a Far Cry 2 setting, which was set in Africa. And it was a highly praised game. A lot of people had issues with it, but it was pretty innovative, especially for its time, and it really influenced a lot of game developers when it was released. Personally, I wouldn't mind a healthy mix of Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 2 for Far Cry 4, with more of Far Cry 2's ambition and more of Far Cry 3's feeling and expert storytelling, as Far Cry 3 told the story not only in cutscenes or dialogue. Both were fantastic games in their own rights, and I have no doubt that Far Cry 4 will turn out to be quite an awesome title as well. Thank you guys for watching this news video on Ubisoft's Far Cry 4. Be sure to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed. We got more coming. We got more news videos and gaming coming, more gameplay coming, and more movie reviews coming on this channel. So, yeah, hope to see you again next time. Take care.